Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth and I am back again doing your March 2016 monthly tarot horoscopes. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Leo. For all those big cats out there. And those purry kitties. And I am, just going to give you guys an update. I got sick in February for about just over a week, and it really ate into my recording schedule. So I was intending originally to do mid-February videos, didn't happen. I am still ambitious in trying to do the sex and relationship videos for March, which may or may not happen, and the mid-March videos probably won't happen. So I did do also some reflection, and I feel like I don't really feel like the calling to do mid-month videos as I did before. So they're going to probably become a rarity. I may or may not do them. I'm going to continue to post my regular videos, these videos that are going to be available everywhere in the world. They're going to be free to everyone to watch around the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd of the month. My sex and relationship videos are still also going to be, as I can get them out, as much as I can do them, but they are going to be rented out, okay? So those will continue to be rented out. So anyways, that's basically the update. Now, the other thing too is I have been noticing that people are trying to schedule through my website on the calendar page, and it just doesn't work that way. So you need to email me. The calendar is there. It's just a calendar. You need to email me and say, hey, Elizabeth, I see a certain day and a time that you're available. Are you still available for that time? And if so, I usually just send an invoice through PayPal. It makes life really, really easy. And then you just call me or Skype me for those who are international, because I only do, the other thing too, I only do Skype for international clients, okay? I detest Skype. People have asked me why, and I just feel like I give a better reading. The problem is people are sitting there and they're looking at me, and it's hard to not want to make eye contact. I'm an eye contact person, but it's hard when they're looking at me. I need to be focusing on the card. So I feel like I give a better reading when I am on the phone. That's just me. That's how I feel. So anyways, that's why. But anyways, let's get on to your reading. Also, my website is oracledaphne.com. I didn't mention that. And my email address is elizabetholson31@gmail. All that's going to be posted below the video. And also, I should put a link for here if I get a chance. Again, I am pressed for time, so bear with me if all my links haven't been posted as promised. I hate to overpromise and underdeliver. But I appreciate, all your love and support, guys. I really do. For those of you who have, watched me from the beginning and who really just stick with me, I really appreciate it, very much. Okay, there's almost 2 exact cards, same position for the Ten of Swords as the Cancer video. So I know I did this video right after Cancer, but I've been shuffling considerably, and I'm just gonna go with it. Okay, so either you have planets in Cancer, or somewhere your ascendant, sun, or moon, or you're in a relationship with a Cancer. Or you may be watching this for, maybe your spouse is a Leo or something and you're watching this, maybe you're a Cancer and you're watching this for them. If that's the case, I want to say, Leo, see if you can go one way or the other. Your energy is dominating, which wouldn't surprise me, dominating here. But it could also be that they're very much on your mind, very much. You're thinking about them a lot, and your energy is pulling them in, okay? Again, that Cancer has the claw, so they may be holding on to you quite tightly. You may kind of be kind of over the relationship, but they don't want to let it go for some reason, or they don't want to move on for some reason. There's this element of like not wanting to be let go of. I don't know why, but that's what I'm getting. I'm going to start with the two cards actually that came up for Cancer, almost in the same position. The Page of Swords has come up for every single sign. Just so you guys know, there is something going on. Like I was saying in my Cancer video, it could be the eclipse. You know, it's really interesting to me that this card has come up, and it's very like, it's unusual because I don't usually see this card like repeated like every single thread. And this is, I'll show you too, the Page of Swords. And this is what's crowning you, beginning of March. This is separation. I feel like either people are separating because of the eclipse. The eclipse is basically the energy is no longer going to support the same old, and there's a change. But I also feel like it's a shift as far as a good financial direction for a lot of people, because the Page of Swords is about no longer being in hardship, no longer being in that place of paycheck to paycheck, no longer being in that, oh my God, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to do this? Leo, I do feel like there's a lot of career questions that you may have right now at this time, because you have the Three of Wands crossing you, and the Three of Wands is coming to the end of the road that you've been walking down and needing to make some change. Like, you cannot continue going down that same path. Occasionally the universe brings this into our lives, this energy into our lives, and we're going like, okay, well, what comes next? What do I do? And the problem is we can get paralyzed in fear and like not do anything, or we can actually take some action steps and get creative. And I really want to say the thing that really wants to come through for you, Leo, is you need to get creative. Leos are amazingly artistic. They have an artistic, creative approach to kind of everything, and is one of their strengths, okay? And it's very interesting. I feel like Leos kind of, you know, and I do this too, you know, pigeonhole Leo. It's easy to pigeonhole Leo as being a shallow person, but there's other sides to Leo that people don't know, and one of that is the creative side, okay? So, you know, you never want to underestimate a Leo, okay? You just never do. You always want to take it seriously, because Leos does take things serious. As much as they are lighthearted and they're fun, they do take things seriously. So, and this is you know, this is your energy here, coming to the end of the path that you're on, and needing to make a take a creative approach to your life and your career, okay? Now, you may be coming to the end of a relationship too, because the Three of Wands is, you know, in alignment with this Page of Swords. And so there may be a relationship that's come to an end and you are leaving it. You could be literally moving. I feel like you are going through a transition time, because you got the Queen of Cups in the center of everything. And again, the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And it usually is a female, but it can also be a Virgo or a Taurus or a Capricorn female. You know, the Queen of Cups can be a lot of different people, because there's a lot of different elements to her. A lot of times she does have air energy as well, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. So there's things that are she's kind of a mix. But this to me symbolizes needing to trust and going through a period of transition. Now, I want to explain a little bit about transition, because I think people don't like understand like what I say when I say transition, okay? So like, let's just say, you know, you are swimming at the pool at the Y, okay? You're going from one end of the pool to the other, okay? Transition means you're not at one end and you're not at the other end. You're in the middle, okay? You're somewhere in the middle and you're moving through, you're trying to get somewhere, but you're not one place or the other. That's transition, okay? It's the time between, okay? You're not in Alaska, but you're not in Australia. Though you could be in both of those places, but I'm just saying you're not one or the other, okay? So, it's a lot of people get confused at this time, because they're just like, well, what do I do? what do I need to do? And the number one thing is you need to take a creative approach to your life and think creatively. And don't necessarily get so focused on like the grass being greener on the other side of something. You kind of just need to take action steps and make things happen and make some decisions for yourself. You know, you could also be in a relationship with a Gemini. Again, the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius vibe is here strong too, Leo. So, you know, you may have that too in your chart somewhere as well. But this is like indecisiveness, you know, Libra, Gemini, I think, indecisiveness. Now, you could also be in a relationship with a Taurus or have some Taurus in your chart, because when I see the Three of Wands, I think Taurus. The Queen of Cups has also come up as a Taurus, female especially. If you're a guy and you're watching this, you know, these are women in your life, you know, potentially. I feel like there's a lot of women around you, Leo. A lot of feminine energy. Either you are gay or bi, or, you know, there's just, you got a lot of ladies kind of in the mix here. You're not, you know, you're not totally isolated and single like maybe, you know, some people would want, but this is like your, you know, there's just a lot of ladies here. So anyways, going, yes, I know, you know, you're funny. Okay, so the energy in the center is, to me, Taurus, very Taurian, one-track thinking there's only one way to get somewhere. Thinking, you know, very almost like corporate America. Like there's only one way to work at a job. There's only one type of job that you can do. There's only one thing that's gonna make you happy. You know, that's the person that says, well, I don't really want to work in corporate America. I just want to continue doing what I'm doing. But the problem is like, let's just say this is an example. The problem is the job that you have is coming to an end, where your, you know, company is downsizing, or, you know, you got to a point where you actually quit the job because you couldn't stand it anymore. And now you have to actually make the decision. And this is where Taurus gets stuck. They're like, well, what do I do now? I didn't want this. This was not my doing. And they kind of victimize themselves, and they start to think that they're the victim of life circumstances. And all what's happening is you're just going through a period of transition. You're not a victim of life circumstances. You're just going from one place to the next, and it does feel like unsettled for Taurus, especially if you have any Taurus in your chart, and you're a Leo. This is where you're very unsettled with these changes. Emotionally, for Taurus, change is like they have a nervous breakdown. They just cannot handle it. Any kind of major change, they need to seek counseling. And actually, the funny thing when I say that, because you got the Hierophant as the foundation. And to me, this is counseling. This is talking to a psychic. This is talking to a medium. This is talking to someone who's older and wiser. I think of, you know, a relative or somebody that you're close to, you know, an aunt or an uncle or somebody that you can talk to. This could be a best friend also. This is also waiting to hear back on something. It's funny because you have the Nine of Wands right next to it. So you're waiting. You've been waiting maybe for some time to hear back if you got a job, or to hear back about some situation. And you think, it is possible that you think that it's going to do a lot of good, and it may do a lot of good. But the problem is that you have the opposite card, which is the Ten of Swords, which is exact for Cancer also, in the immediate future, which means there's this high-low. They're opposite. The Page is being lifted up out of hardship. The Ten of Swords is downward spiral. It's thinking negatively. It's worry. It's paranoia. It's fear. It's that drop off the cliff. And you need to be careful. You do need to be careful. I want to say of heights. I don't know why this is going to sound weird. Do not go, you know, mountain climbing. Okay, do not go cliff jumping. Do not do any kind of extreme things, zip lining in the Amazon kind of stuff, heights, tall buildings. You know, really, this is not a time for that. Okay, I would say this is really not a time. Some of you may be like into like, you know, mountain climbing and doing those climbing things. Don't do that. This is not a time for that. Okay, March is not that time. I feel like mostly it relates to your fear of taking a leap in the wrong direction and failing. You're afraid that if you take one step into the future, you're going to fall. And you're going to fall hard. And you're not going to make it. You're afraid that you're just not going to make it. To me, it's the same person, okay? She is who's standing on the edge of this cliff, and she is taking this leap. And when she falls, she's worried that nobody's going to be there for her. But the reality is that there are people there for you, okay? This came up exactly for Cancer too. I feel like this is people that do love and support you. This is love and support. This is people asking for help, asking your friends for help, asking family for help, asking people. And there are people there that are willing to help you. But it is also believing that whatever you're waiting on is going to lift you up out of hardship, only to be later. It's almost like only later to realize that maybe it was the wrong decision. You're afraid of making the wrong choice. You're afraid of taking a move in any direction. You are paralyzed by fear, okay? And what you need to do is you need to think through your next steps, okay? You need to think things through. There's also something about being afraid that there's a relationship, of getting into a relationship. There's something about not being ready to get into a relationship. Because you got the Lover's card here. I pulled two other cards. You got the Lover's card here as well as the Two of Wands, okay? And to me, the Two of Wands is all about career. Like the most strong career card probably out of the entire deck. And then the other card is about romance and relationship. Now, to me, it's almost just like you saying, I'm hearing somebody say, well, if I go and focus on my work, I'm not going to or take this job, 60 hours a week, I'm not going to have a time for a relationship, so I might as well not take it, kind of thing. It's like you're talking yourself out of something. And you're afraid that people, because there's a lot of crows here, okay? You're afraid that there's people going to be gossiping about you or talking shit about you. You're afraid of what they're going to say. And, to me, you're afraid, because to me, this is like the haters and bitches. You're scared of the haters and bitches. You have a lot of worry and paranoia, but then also you got this haters and bitches thing coming at you. And both Cancer and Leo can be very susceptible to what other people think and say. A lot of times there's a lot of gossip revolving around them. Leos, because they shine really bright and they can't help it, and that's just who they are. And sometimes they just want to kind of blend in, but they can't blend in. That's the reality. You just can't. And Cancers, because they're so sensitive and they put up this front, they put up this wall, that people can't connect and sometimes don't understand that there's feelings under there. The Cancer has feelings, and people forget that Cancer has feelings, because the Cancer can be very tolerant and very, I'm going to say mollifying, where you kind of just make light of things or just play things down or just let things go. And brush things under the carpet, but Cancer doesn't forget all those little things. They do affect the Cancer, even if they say they don't. They do. So you're afraid. There's something. Okay, so there's something here about work interrupting love life or love life interrupting work. There two things are really in conflict here. So I feel like either you are very high powered or are searching for a high powered position, and you are at the same time, but I want a relationship, or you are either married and separating, or you have the hots for someone who is married, okay? And maybe they're separating. It could be somebody who's above you too. There's this thing with height. So it could be a boss or somebody who's very well known, or somebody who is just I want to say at the top of their game, okay? And maybe you want both things too. It could be also at the very end of the day, you maybe want a full-on relationship. You want commitment. You do want a partnership. At the same time, You are very focused on work. You're very focused on getting ahead. You don't maybe not have time. You may not have time for both. Or maybe it's like you want it all. Of course, Leos do. Leos want it all, and it may not be kind of going the way you want it to go, okay? So the reality is that you have some decisions to make. You have to care less about what people think or say about you. Don't get involved in any drama, any gossip. If you are in a relationship, it's time to let it go because it is ripping a hole in your aura and it is draining your blood. You're getting vamped, okay? I want to say I feel like your marriage has deteriorated. That's what I want to say. Like, you may have been in a relationship, boyfriend or girlfriend, or you may be married, and your marriage has gone to shit. Okay, it's just shred. Either your partner has ripped you to shreds and that's how you feel, or you ripped your partner to shreds and that's how they feel. But most likely, I feel like it's you because I'm doing a reading for you. So I don't necessarily feel like this is your partner. I mean, it could be if you're a guy. You know, maybe this is your girlfriend or somebody who's just very paranoid, because this is paranoia, and creating their own storm, okay? This is someone who's creating their own storm. There's so many fears and so much worry and so much, like, negative headspace that actually it manifests into you being, like, not able to do anything, or you not being able to get what you want, or you being paralyzed. I want to say paralyzed with inactivity. So to me, it's sort of like maybe your marriage has deteriorated and you need to leave, or you did leave. Maybe you did separate. It's crowning you in March. So maybe in the beginning of March you've separated, or maybe even before that you separated. Maybe you went to counseling at some point too, because this is the counseling card. You could be a counselor of some sort. Maybe you do what I do with YouTube, or maybe you counsel people. This is like a therapy card, so you could be like a therapist. I also heard art therapy, which is really cool. Message me if you're an art therapist. I took some classes in art therapy, which is very interesting, and in school. So, but I think for most part, this is like trying to get some good advice, trying to figure out like what you want to do, trying to figure out what comes next. And what comes next for you, to me, is like, if you're in a partnership and you're married, that's like, then what comes next is you needing to like let go of this person. This person is only dragging you down, okay? This is dead weight, okay? Whether you're a guy or girl, you need to let go of this person. And what comes next is you becoming empowered and having arrived at some point, a point of arrival where things are improving, where you're kind of on top, at the top of your game. Again, it's the same sort of thing. Either somebody else that you know is on top, but I feel like you're wanting to be on top. You're wanting to get to a higher point, a higher status. I mean, Leos are very concerned. They are very concerned about status, about what things look like from the outside. But at the same time, from what I can tell from this reading, status isn't going to do shit if your heart is breaking. You know, status isn't going to bring you happiness when you are going through a transition and trying to figure out what's most important to you. And the thing is, I say that, it's so interesting. There's a card in my other deck. It's about how love is the most important thing. And for a Leo, I feel like that's the main message of this reading. Love is the most important thing. You only learn that by loss. You only learn that even after you've been through a hard relationship. It actually becomes more important to you after you've been through a hard relationship, because you recognize what was missing in your relationship. So you learn through loss. You learn through loss what is most important. Be careful not to overstep, okay? This is where, again, you taking an overstep or overreaching for something leads to the fall, okay? Don't become, I want to say be careful of overeating, being overambitious, overreaching, overstepping boundaries, not respecting other people's boundaries or feelings enough, and also not looking before you leap, okay? Or not planning. I feel like there's a lack of planning, which again is very Taurian. Taurian people do not, they can plot and they can plan, you know, for things in life, but when it comes to when they get to a point of indecision, that all goes out the window, and they do things like they can do things at the very last second and throw it all together and just say fuck it. That's what happens a lot with Taurus, okay? Or if things don't go to their way, it's imperfect, they have a nervous breakdown, you know, or they end up in the hospital or something. You know, this is where you need to plan out a healthy approach. To me, this is like two very different energies. One, the Three of Wands, to me, is about making the decision and taking some action steps and making some changes, okay? But those are small steps. It seems to me you want to take a giant step up to the Two of Wands. I know in the deck is less than the 3, but in my mind, it's the biggest card as far as career, okay? So you're trying to get to this point where you're on top of everything, but there's all these other steps that need to happen in between. So you can't just go from 0 to 60 in 1 second. It's you know, it's too fast. You gotta slow down there, Leo. Slow it down. Step away from the accelerator. So yeah, you know, you have the High Priestess in the position of emotions, which is very interesting because she doesn't really show up here. It may be someone that you like, or maybe something that you know that you have feelings for, or that you really look up to. To me, she's like a guru. She's a medium. Now, you may be a medium, but there's something in the position of emotions. Usually when a person shows up, it's you having feelings for that person, or you liking that person, or that the person is on your mind, on your heart, you know? It could also be fertility too, because a lot of times she is holding a pomegranate, and this is fertility is on your mind, especially if you're in your 30s, even like early, you know, 40s, you know, and you haven't had kids and you want to have kids. This is like really very much on your mind. And I feel like there's a lot of things, there's a lot of gossip and a lot of drama going on, and it's affecting your emotions. And I feel like there's secrets, there's things that are like held from you, or that there's things that are going on behind your back that you aren't really, you know, you are aware, but you're not like accepting it. Like, it's like, you know it, but it's like you don't want to like do anything about it, and you need to, okay? Again, action steps, you know, baby steps. Now, the Two of Pentacles is what's coming in from the outside, and this is juggling. This is multitasking. This is juggling to women. This is juggling to jobs. This is juggling to ex-husbands, ex-boyfriends, ex-wives. This is the person that's like got a lot of pans on the fire, and they're doing a lot. They're multitasking. To me, this is very career oriented here. But for some of you, it's someone that you like, that's or someone that comes into your life that is doubled up. So there's cheating going on, okay? I don't feel like it's cheating so much. For most of you, it's career. It's, you know, you juggling either 2 jobs or just a lot of things, you know, in your personal life. You're juggling 2 things. Or working a lot, because it is a work card. And it's matching up with the 8 of Pentacles as well. So we've got the 2 of Pentacles plus the 8 of Pentacles. And those 2 things, you know, this is later in March, okay? So what the universe is sending you is 2 things, okay? Or a guy with 2 ladies. And I usually see this as a guy with 2 ladies, okay? I don't necessarily feel like this is you, unless, again, you have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your chart somewhere. I don't really see this much as the Leo. I don't see the 2 of Pentacles person as the Leo. Oh, you know, it can also be the Capricorn, Aries, or Capricorn, Aries, or Taurus. Again, very strong too there, that Taurus thing again. You gotta watch out for this person. You already know. You already know that there's something that you already know. Again, you If you're involved with somebody who's married, you already know that they're married, or you should know that they're married. Maybe you have suspicion that they're married. Don't let that fool you. Don't brush that off, okay? Don't brush it off. Run for the hills, my suggestion. Eight of Pentacles is the spider card, which is looking for work. It's or communicating or networking. And the way to actually get a job may be through networking. Now, you have to be careful about putting your blinders on, because this is a card where the Eight of my favorite card is one of my favorite cards. The spider card is one of my favorite, because there's so many different things that go on in it. There's so many aspects of it. And it's the person, you need to be careful. If you are the person that puts their blinders on and thinks, okay, I'm waiting for that job that I applied to via email, and I've been waiting for like 3 weeks, and I know they're going to get back to me, but then you go out and you bump into somebody and you say, I'm looking for work, I quit my job or got laid off, and they say, well, there's a position opening up, so-and-so, such and such a place here, why don't you apply, and then you're the person that's going to be like, well, no, because, I really want this other job. No. Anything that falls from your lap, from the sky, via networking in March, take it. Take it and run with it. It's a sign from God, okay, that you are supposed to be working there. Okay, that's and you gotta apply. So if you meet someone and you tell them you're looking for work and they say, oh, you should apply here, apply there, okay? Even if you're not there for very long, apply there, okay? Say, that's a great idea. I totally am gonna do that. I think I should do that. How do I apply? What's the manager's name? Do I apply online? Should I come in person? Ask these questions. That should be like, boom, done. Now you have the Temperance card as the outcome. And the Temperance card is separation. You have two cards. The two cards that talk about like a legal separation or even temporary separation are these two cards here. So for those of you who are married, I would say definitely this is separation for you. Absolutely legal separation. Could also be you have some kind of legal thing going on. Either you have a lawsuit or you have something that's kind of like maybe unfinished. This Temperance card can mean finishing the lawsuit or finishing the legal stuff. Finally, after filing, maybe this is like finally getting to a point where it's over. It's finally officially done. The paperwork's stamped and signed and everything. And, the period of waiting is over for it to be over. So it could be that March is the time for your official freedom from your marriage to be over. But it could also be the beginning as well, where you are really you file the legal separation papers and on all that stuff. So this is also watching your temper. The Temperance card to me is kind of having hot and cold moments where you're really, really sad, or you're really, really happy, or you're really, really sad, or you're really, really angry, and it really just goes one or two ways, one way or the other. This is what I call bottling and popping. So it's like you kind of holding your emotions in, and then 1 second later, 2 seconds later, you're like, somebody sets you off and you just lose your mind. You need to be careful that you're also not spending too much time alone at the end of March. You do need to be social. For a Leo to not be social, something's wrong with the world. Leos are like the natural socialites. They're the media whores. They love to be in the spotlight. They love to be out there. Now, if you have Taurus in your chart, if you have some other chart, even one of the air signs in your chart or something, you may be a little bit more reserved. You may be a little more shy. You may be a little bit more quiet. You want to have a little piece of heaven and you don't want anybody to bother you. Okay, that could be you too. But to me, this is spending too much time, you're single, this is where it's you're single and you've been single for quite some time, and it's that needs to come to an end. There's a lot of confusion, I feel around either your separation, if you're getting separated, or about your career path. I do feel you're going to get a job. I feel the universe is going to send you a job or two. Again, the Two of Pentacles. You do have the Magician showing up here down the line. It may not be when you want. Again, there may be some thing it's sort of your confusion. It's sort of you're going through the period of when you're unemployed, you're down in the dumps, and you're just everything's confusing and everything seems very gloomy, and it's just, everything doesn't feel quite right, and you get really like upset, you know. But I feel like you're gonna find a job, so I don't think you have to worry about that. The universe wants you to be like in the spotlight. The universe wants the light to be shown on you, because it's interesting, because you have the high priestess showing up here, which is the light bulb. Okay, so you need to pay attention to your emotions. Pay more attention. You do need counseling. You do need like regular therapy, I have to say. Like, it's very important that you seek out regular counseling and regular therapy. You are more than welcome to contact me, but I am an oracle, and so I can listen and I can talk to you about what I see in the cards, but at the same time, I do recommend regular therapy. And later down the line also, I do feel like there's going to be either a water sign male coming into your life, or things are going to turn around emotionally for you, where you're going to be very happy, okay? Because the King of Cups is showing up too, and this may not happen until April, okay? This is down the line sometime. So the King of Cups to me is a water sign male. Again, it is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and it's usually a very positive card. To me, I see it as he is very, like, he's in the best. He's like a really great dad, or he's a really great father figure. This can be an older male too around you. You know, again, it could be your dad. It could be someone and it could be a Taurus again, because I always think of the tortoises with the Taurus too. Someone who has Taurus in their chart, someone who's just like there, and they're kind of bringing you some happiness. Again, the Magician also is a Capricorn male, so I usually see it as mostly a Capricorn male. So you may actually date, if you're dating, the Capricorn than the Taurus. You know, the Capricorn one is usually one of the Mr. Right cards, but I could see also the King of Cups being a Mr. Right as well. So if you're single and looking, I feel like you're going to meet some guys. Now this again is a general reading, so you're going to want to do a personal reading to find out more about, you know, for you specifically, but this is what I see. So that said, thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, Google Plusing, and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. It means so much to me, and you know, I wish you guys all the best, and I'm going to send you big hugs like I always do. Big hugs, big kisses, and I will be back again for April, your April horoscopes, and maybe the sex and relationship videos if I have a chance. All right, talk to you guys soon. Take care. All the best. Bye.